Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Allie and today it is estate sale shopping Saturday. We have a few estate sales planned in the Huntington Beach area. They're all kind of in the same general area and we're super excited because we haven't been in a little while. So we're hoping for some great finds today. I'm always looking for, right now I'm looking for spring, but I'm always looking for anything holiday or just anything that piques my interest. So come along. Aren't these blue transferware plates beautiful? I just loved looking at those, and in the sunlight they were even more beautiful. Inside, I did take a look at this candle snuffer here. I do have a similar one at home that I absolutely love, so I'm hopeful somebody else snatched this one up. And I also was taking a look at the pricing for these distressed terracotta pots. On half price day, these would have been about $3.50 to $4, which I thought would be a great price for those, especially considering they were already distressed. And then the inside of this home was absolutely beautiful. They had a lot of French-inspired pieces, a lot of swans, a lot of beautiful plates and serveware. And in the living room here, or the dining room, I should say, they also had this really lovely antique tiger oak sideboard with a mirror for $600 and this beautiful French tapestry, which I mean, so beautiful. And I could definitely see somebody having that in their home, in like a French inspired home. Same with this piece, was giving very much Bridgerton. And then I thought this fan would be so fun to display or even to use during a tea party. And this is a replica of an original 1901 paper fan. I just thought it was stunning and I had to share it here. And you know, of course, I had to go check out all of the holiday goodies. I did take a look at these bottle brush trees, and of course I had to fumble one. They were really sweet. They had a lot of extra fluff on them, and they were a little bit pricey, so I did choose to pass on them this day, but had they been a little bit more affordable, I probably would have picked up a good amount of those. I also did consider this white mini tree. I thought that would be perfect for all season decorating. Okay, so we're back from our few sales and I only picked up a few things. The first sale was probably the best and then the other two were okay. The first sale was full price, so they still had a lot of their items, and then the last two, they were kind of cleaned out, so there wasn't much that I picked up. But I did find a new cookbook, and this is one from the pioneer woman, Ray Drummond. And let me see what year this one is from. 2010. But I just did a quick flip through of it and I found a couple of recipes that look really good, like these marmalade muffins. Those sound amazing. And this blackberry cobbler recipe. So I thought that this was a really good, just like everyday cookbook that I can add to my collection. And I also don't have anything with a yellow and orange spine like this. So this is pretty versatile. I can use it during spring, summer, and fall. So I love that. And then in the garage of the first sale, they had a few of these little whisk brooms, and I decided to pick up this whisk broom. It was $3 full price, and I loved it because it had this really sweet like pink and light blue threading through it, so it's perfect for springtime. And I have a little collection of these going, so I'll just add it to some of my spring decor, which I love. And then I found this really sweet little, this is like a terracotta bunny, and it's painted white. It doesn't have any maker on the bottom, but he's in great condition, and I thought he'd look really sweet styled on my mantle. And he was $5, so he was a little pricey, probably about what I would expect to pay in retail, but secondhand, so that's okay. And then lastly, in the kitchen of the first sale, I found a bunch of these little Avon houses, and I decided to take 3 of them home. And so I loved the different colors on these, and I tried to pick ones that had a little bit similar but also different in their color pattern. So I got this sweet one with the pink roof, and I love the flowers around the door here. And these are brand new little spice jars from Avon. They've never been used, but they do have their little spice labels on the inside there. So that's the first one. And then I got the little bakery because, you know, if you've been watching my channel, I love to bake, and so this felt very fitting for our kitchen. And then I also picked up this little blue house with the yellow roof and little flower boxes under the windows there. These are just really sweet. And also, if you've been following my channel for a little while now, you know I love anything in like a house motif, so this just definitely fits my style. And it's funny because I had my little pile going, and my husband always looks through the house to see if he can find any gentleman's clothing. And when he came back out, he knew which pile was mine on the whole table, which I think is very funny, but he knows my style. So yeah, it was just a few little things today, but I'm excited to get home and start styling. So if you're interested in seeing how I style these pieces,
my name is Allie, and thank you so much for watching today. I am actually going to style my fireplace mantle. Yesterday I did some estate sale shopping. I picked up just a few pieces, and right now I am just going to style this before we go to dinner. My husband and I have reservations at an Italian restaurant in Long Beach here, and it's one of our favorite restaurants. So I'm kind of in time crunch. I have about 15 minutes to knock this out. But I did some planting today in some of the terracotta pots that I've thrifted a few estate sales ago, and I don't want to leave the plants out at night because I feel like then spiders get in and then I don't want to bring them inside. So I have a little collection of terracotta pots with some plants that I definitely want to style back here. I've already chosen my picture, and I love it because to me it looks like the tops of little cottages and with all the trees, and I think it's going to mesh seamlessly with some of the plants that I've chosen. So this year I've really wanted to do a very cottage, just bringing nature inside, having a lot of like natural things around me. And also one of the things that I love about the cottage theme is that it's a lot of collected things, which as a thrifter, I have a lot of things that I collect. And so this is a really nice time to showcase all of them and really appeals to this cottage theme. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And if it seems like I'm going a little fast, I apologize. I'm just trying to get it done before our reservation. So let's get started.
So I'm starting out on one side of my mantle, and I always like to add kind of a big anchor piece. And for this spring themed cottage mantle, I really wanted to use plants. And so I found this really beautiful variegated leaf pothos at my local department store, and stacked next to it, I wanted to showcase some of my wonderful vintage books. I have been collecting these and I have a variety of different colors. And this time I just wanted to kind of keep it with that terracotta color scheme. And then I'm bringing in this globe, which is very whimsical, and it's just a small metal globe that's actually a piggy bank. So I love that. And this is another interest piece here. This is actually a fossil, and you could see the shells in there. And so when I think of a cottage, I think of, going out and finding different pieces and bringing them back to your cottage and showcasing them all. And so that's kind of what I leaned into with this theme. Here's more plants, and if you've watched some of my other videos, I love these maidenhair fern plants because they're very, they just have a lot of movement and they're very light, but they do require a lot of water, which is why I'm using this stoneware plate underneath. I have so many of these stoneware plates, and I like the idea of using a real plate under these instead of those plastic, those plastic ones that you get from the store. They just don't look as nice to me, so I'm happy to use some of the things that I already have. And here's another little pot that I just went out into my garden and did some clippings of some succulents. And so I'm adding those here as well. And I think they all look really nice. And I'm using that rule of 3 there, just with 3 sets of those pots right in the middle. And then here I'm going to stack one of my grandfather's dictionaries here as a base for another little vignette. And so I'll start to build that. I loved the color on this glass bottle. It's that light green color. I picked that up at an antique store. And this is just a clear bottle that I have a clipping of some more pothos in. And here's where I need your help. Do you like the duck in this vignette? Or let me show you the second option from my thrifting adventure today. Or do you like the bunny? I prefer the duck myself, but let me know your thoughts. And then to add a bit more texture to the background here, I'm adding in this small wicker basket. And I love the small weave of it. I actually wish I had a few more of these, so I'm definitely going to be on the lookout. But again, it's just adding that texture and additional visual interest to the background. And to go along with those lines, I'm adding in candles. And I feel like no cottage is complete without some good old brass candlesticks.
Okay, a few weeks ago I picked up this beautiful crocheted little garland. I love it. I definitely think it lends to the cottage vibes, and so I'm just gonna add it, drape it along the front of the fireplace here, and let's see how it looks. Okay. That's pretty cute. I love it. Okay. I also, this area right here, I don't have any more plants. I feel like I purchased a lot, but I mean, there's always next year, right, to just invest in more different foliage. So I would have probably had another fern coming out of this pot here, but I feel like it's a little bit blank and I'm not sure what I'm gonna add. Actually, I do have a few postcards that I picked up at the antique store while I was there. So I'm gonna see if one maybe fits here pretty well. Give me a second. Okay, so these are the ones that I have. I have this really beautiful postcard here, and I really love this one. And then I also thought this one would be nice. And they are postcards, real postcards. And then I also have this swallow here that I do love as well. So let's see which one we like. I just have a really tiny flower frog that I'm going to try and see how it works. Okay, I really think this one. This is a Easter postcard. I think it's too tall. Let me see. Let's do this other green one because I think this green, and if this one works, I'll take it out of the plastic, but I'm just gonna try it first. I don't know. Okay. Does it work this way? I feel like it should go this way, but I don't love it. I don't love the height on it. And then the swallow. Okay. I think I love the swallow. Okay, I think I love that one. But let me know if you like the swallow or the other ones better. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave that one because I'm in a time crunch. But I also think it works well with the yellow in the little globe here and the yellow on the top of this book. So I think that's how I'm going to leave it for today. I may change this around a little bit, but I really love how it's looking so far. And then I have a little bit of extra time. I can show you a few more areas. Okay, this is the little vignette that I have on my kitchen little island here. I just have this beautiful hand embroidered linen that I absolutely love. I probably should have steamed it after I washed it, but it's okay. We will live. And then I put a few of these little napkins in here that match the motif. And again, I absolutely love them. This basket is thrifted. I picked up this little bowl, and yes, it does have a crack in it. It's okay. That I've just filled with some citrus fruits, and I again love the pattern. It has some birds, there's a flower, and I think it has a butterfly. Yeah, there's the butterfly. So I just love the color for spring, and I have it paired next to this beautiful jar, and inside I just have some really nice, this is just faux foliage here, but I love the purple because it ties back to some of my other decor in my kitchen here. And I also have one of these little candlesticks back here, one of these fun ones, and it's just a faux candle there, so I just have it here. But I was thinking, since my bunny rabbit didn't work out on my mantle, I might try him over here if I can move some things around. Let's see what I can do here. I kind of like the idea. Sorry, I don't think I'm getting the shot here very well. One moment. Okay, let's try this. I think I'll just put this one in front. Do we love it? I kind of love it. I almost wish I had a little ribbon for his neck though, so I might have to be on the lookout for a ribbon. But I do think I love that. So that looks good for now. All right, and then I just have these little houses that I'm just going to put right here for now, but I think they're really cute, and I might actually end up moving them over on top of my stove right here. Let's give that a try too. Let's see, I have a little shelf that I usually put here just so things don't fall off. So if I decide I like them here, I need to put more garlic in my garlic bowl. Then I'll put my little shelf over there. I also need to get some little flowers for my vase over here. But what do you think? Do you like them in front of the spices, or do you like them here on top of this stove? And we had to call our reservation and push it back a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually. And then while I am over here, let's show you my coffee bar. So this is how I have my coffee bar styled. I love it with the little, my fancy tea set with my spider webs. I just love it. I kept it really simple because I really wanted the tea set to be the focal point here, and I think it's really, really cute. So that's what I have going for our coffee bar right now. And then just down on the coffee bar station here, I have another hand embroidered linen piece here, and then this is one of my grandmother's doilies, our little Keurig K-cup collector, and then in this terracotta pot I put my husband's little sweetener packs, and then this little carrot in there too, and of course our cinnamon is out. I had every intention of baking a banana bread today, but I didn't get around to it, so this is empty, but maybe I'll get to it tomorrow. And then this mug it was on sale at Anthropologie.
And I just wanted to thank you so much for watching today's video. I have so much fun going out and thrifting and then coming back and styling. If you're interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!